Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Big Purpose Mastermind. So glad to see you today. I hope you're having a great time. I got to tell you, I am loving doing this series. It's been so invigorating to me. I hope you're getting a ton out of it. This week, of course, is Mel Robbins week. Oh my goodness, this has been a fantastic week. And I'll roll back on this week in just a minute. But first of all, if this is your first time here, let me just welcome you. Thank you for joining the group. So excited about who you are and what you're about. So what this show is about is it's called Big Purpose Mastermind. It is for anyone who feels like they have a calling, a mission, a life's work, a big purpose to accomplish in life. And maybe you don't know exactly how to accomplish that. Well, what we do is we look at some of the masters of influence, see what they are doing to accomplish their big purpose, and then we can glean some things out of there and use some things in our lives so that we can truly show up as who we are and make that connection with others so that we can live our purpose. So if you are someone who feels like you have a life's work to do, you're in the right place. Okay. This week, we are talking about Mel Robbins. Oh my goodness, we have had some fantastic stuff here. So let me just kind of roll back what has gone on so far. So this week on Monday, so day one, we heard her origin story on how she's using that to make a difference. What was remarkable about that was she was on the verge of bankruptcy and divorce. And she was really struggling, and she shares that story. She shares it very real and vulnerably. And when she does that, she connects with other people who go, oh my goodness, I'm in the same spot, or I'm feeling similar things. And when she makes that connection, which happens through story, she's able to help them come along with her and learn the things that she's learned. So if you didn't see that, catch episode 1 of her week. On day 2, we talked about overcoming obstacles. Holy cow, she's had some amazing obstacles that she's overcome. And we actually touched on that a little bit throughout the week. So on day 3 was kind of that risky day. If you did tune in and watch that, what you noticed, actually, if you're on live, give me a hashtag live in the comments there. And if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay, okay? So on day 3, one of the things that we talked about is we looked at one of her videos that, in my opinion, didn't land. You know, it didn't feel like her. It didn't really connect. And I pointed out why I think that was. And the reason that I did that, I stressed over this because I didn't want it to sound negative or critical or anything like that, because you don't want to criticize anybody who is doing remarkable things. You know, you want to lift them up. But I did it for you, because maybe you're thinking, oh my goodness, I need to be so scripted out. I need to have a film crew. I need to have all these things so that everything's just perfect. And actually, when you do all those things, it can make that disconnect with your audience, because really you want to show up real and vulnerable. So anyway, Wednesday, day 3, was probably one of my favorite episodes that we've done so far. Day 4, we talked about her innovative video strategies. And today, we're going to talk about the clarity that she has on her audience. Okay, so that's what's coming up today. Before we jump into that, I want to share just a couple of things. I want to share the quote of the day. And the quote of the day by E.E. Cummings says, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." It really does. I mean, we live in a society where we have to try and pretend to be someone else, or we have to we put on so much makeup or such a front that the people don't see who we genuinely are. But when we show up real and authentic as we are able to truly make a connection with other people. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about a component, kind of a part of the framework for making that difference, for living your purpose, for connecting with your audience, for fulfilling your life's work. So much depends on how you show up. Okay, and I talk a lot about trusted source video. If you show up as the trusted source, people will look to you for those answers, and you will be able to help those people that are probably kind of perfectly suited for you. Now, there are 3 components to this. You use trusted source video to serve, to sell, and to scale. Okay, let's talk. We're going to talk today exclusively about serving. Okay, a lot of times people jump into the selling. How can I sell? How can I sell? How can I make money? How can I turn this around and do a course and have people buy my course, or whatever it is. And when you focus on the sales, people feel that. There's like this energetic level to it. So I do a lot of advertising, and when you are advertising to people, when you're advertising to people, they feel that. And we like our warning systems go up really quick, and we don't want to be sold to. But you know what we do love? We do love those who genuinely serve us, who show up, who give great content, who give great value. Hopefully you're feeling that with this mastermind series. Hopefully you're feeling that, hey, I'm coming from a place of service, and actually it's taken me a long time to get here. And I'm so grateful to finally be in that mindset of service. How can I help people? How can I share with them what I have learned and let them see through my eyes on how they can truly show up as a master of influence, use video to help other people? And the secret is through service. Okay, so let me just turn that off. Actually, okay, so we're going to jump into this, but let me just put this in the chat real quick. And I'll highlight this in the chat so that you've got that. If you're watching live, or actually even the replay, go to the chat and you can just click that link and it'll take you right to the Facebook page for Mel Robbins. But what she has done is just absolutely remarkable. So we talked yesterday about her show that she had for a little while and how it had been canceled, but yet she still uses video. She still, like, they canceled her show, but they can't cancel her voice. There are so many opportunities for her to get her voice out there, and she knows who it is that she's serving. And the reason she knows is because she gets out there and she talks to them. So I saw Mel Robbins when she came to a personal development conference in Salt Lake City. I was so stunned by how magnificent she is off the cuff and just picking things up. One of the things she loves to do is just hop off the stage and run down and find somebody to talk to. And you'll see this a little bit in this quick clip that I'll show you. Excuse me. I should have grabbed a drink first. But she would get in the audience and she will talk to people and find out what their problems are, what their challenges are. So let's just play this for a sec.
Okay, but there are two parts.
Can you hear that okay?
A children's book. You have to write the story, and then you have to do the illustration. So we wrote the story, got to the illustration part, found an illustrator we thought was great, and then halfway through the book, and lots of money later, she left us. She ghosted us. Out of it. And we've been, honestly, Mel, it's been 3 years. And we've been snoozing ever since.
Okay, so if you just catch what Mel's doing there, she's listening. She runs around, she listens to her audience, she finds out what they are going through, what challenges they're going through, and that's how she's able to come and serve them. So she knows what they are needing, what they're looking for. So I'm going to show you her. First of all, let's just jump to her YouTube channel. Okay, and right up at the top, she puts her flag in the sand or whatever. Here's what I'm about, she says. And right here you can see this: pep talks for life. Okay, she is all about pep talks for life. She is about helping people get over their obstacles, over their problems. She's the author of the 5-second rule. Actually, she's got a bunch of different books out there. And then as you look through, let's see. Yeah, I'm on uploads here. As she looks, like, she just has so much great content there as she's helping them with all the different problems and challenges that they are facing. Okay, isn't that remarkable? So, and then with that, let me just show you, where do I have this? Okay. So her Facebook page ties right to that as well. And let's see. Okay, good. So it's saved that, and she is all the time. She is repurposing content. She's using all sorts of innovative media to get out there. You saw like how well produced her TV show was. I mean, that was really good looking stuff, right? And she has horrible looking stuff, and it connects just as well, and maybe even better sometimes. So here's one. I was just scrolling through today. Here she is. And I'm not going to turn on the audio here, but if you can see, her attention is somewhere else. She's actually on a podcast. She's recording this podcast with somebody, talking to them. And then she's got another camera over here, and she's repurposing this content so that she could use it on her website. Isn't that remarkable? So when you speak, when you talk, when you do stuff, have other cameras there, record everything, and then you could use that to connect with your audience. We showed on day 2, I think, we showed her talking about her challenge and her problem, and that she had at that time. And what we were actually looking at was a behind the scenes recording of an interview she did for someone else. And so she had somebody on her team just record this on their iPhone or something like that, and then she was able to use that on her YouTube show. Okay, and this is great stuff. You scroll on down. She's got some really fun things. Here's one that's a little bit more well produced. She does a lot of stuff where she requests questions from her audience, and then we'll answer those and connect with them. I mean, you can see this one's much better produced. You can see the lighting back there, great camera here. I'm sure it's got great audio. We could listen to that if we wanted to. But what she's doing here is she's connecting with people. She knows who her audience is because she asks questions. If you really want to know what your audience wants, what they need, what their challenges are, ask them a question. Get them involved in a dialogue and a conversation. And when you do that, then you'll know what they need, and you can move forward with them on that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. Anyway, you can see she has so many different formats for how she does videos. She doesn't show up the same way every time. Burp, burp, burp. Let's see. And again, she will repurpose other videos that she's been in when she's had speaking invitations. Anyway, I'll just push that over. But I wanted to share that with you. This week has been remarkable for me as I have looked at different ways that she's showing up, different ways that she's sharing, different ways that she's being authentic and real. And some of the things that I have found is she is incredibly spontaneous. And she's actually at her best when she's spontaneous. When she's scripted and everything, there's not quite that feeling there. So if you know how it is that you show up best, if you know who your audience is, or if you're working to get your audience down, this week's study of Mel Robbins, I think, is really going to help you. It's helped me tremendously, and I'm really grateful for that. With that, let me just see what else I have for you. Oh, that's right. Okay. So I can't believe I didn't talk about this. Okay. So, and actually, let me just give you a caption. Phew. Okay. So if you have missed any previous sessions, just go to schoolofhumanity.tv. You can see the link right there on the screen. Absolutely free. You can get into the library here. You can catch all of the episodes with Mel from this week. You can catch Marie Forleo, Les Brown, Meg Johnson, and then we've got some amazing people coming up. But that's absolutely free. Schoolofhumanity.tv. I want you to live your purpose. I want you to truly connect with your audience, to figure out who that audience even is if you don't know that right now. I want you to live your life's work. When you get into the flow of that, when you get into that service mindset, you really are genuinely there to give back, to help other people. That's when everything really starts clicking into place. Hopefully you've been able to see that with Mel. They canceled her show. They shut her down there, but they couldn't cancel her voice. And so she still does it with Facebook Lives, with all sorts of different things where she's able to share her message, live streaming. Anyway, yeah, you can see that as you jump back through the week. Happy to share that with you. I'm so grateful that you are the kind of person that wants to contribute to life, and I hope you do that. So if you do have a big purpose, a calling, a mission, a life's work to accomplish, go to schoolofhumanity.tv and get those resources that will help you truly step into who you are.